All right, so get ready because we're going deep today.
Deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive into something that might just uh, rock your world.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
It is. We're going to be talking about the power of thought.
Okay.
And can it really reshape our lives and even our reality?
Big questions.
Big questions. And we're going to be exploring this pretty mind-bending concept
Yeah.
through a couple of really powerful sources.
Yeah.
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza
Classic.
and The Law of Success by the legendary Napoleon Hill.
Another classic.
So two really, really heavy hitters in this world.
Definitely. And, they both give some pretty compelling arguments and practical techniques in these books. So I think it'll be interesting to unpack all that and kind of see how we can harness that power.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see,
Yeah.
how we can blend some of that maybe cutting-edge science
Yeah.
with some of that,
Timeless wisdom.
that timeless wisdom. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with Dispenza
Okay.
and this wild concept of the quantum you.
Right.
I mean, this idea that our thoughts and feelings are actually interacting with the very fabric of reality, the quantum field. It feels like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it does sound pretty out there, right?
It does.
But Dispenza doesn't just kind of throw this idea out there.
Right.
He backs it up with some really interesting scientific research.
Okay.
He even points to experiments where thoughts and feelings have been shown to influence matter
Really?
at a subatomic level.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So not just some abstract concept then.
No.
Can you break down this whole quantum field thing for me?
Sure.
Like, I get that it's this, invisible energy field connecting everything.
Yeah.
But how do our thoughts even play into that?
So think of it like this.
Okay.
Imagine a vast ocean of energy
Okay.
constantly in motion, right?
Right.
With waves and ripples forming and dissolving.
Okay.
This is the quantum field.
Okay, I can see that.
Now imagine that your thoughts and feelings are like tiny pebbles that you toss into this ocean.
Right.
Each pebble creates a ripple, a disturbance in the field.
Okay, I can kind of picture that.
Yeah.
So our thoughts are creating these ripples in the quantum field.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that actually change anything in our lives, in our reality?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Dispenza suggests that these ripples, these disturbances we create with our thoughts and emotions,
Yeah.
can actually influence the way that energy manifests in our physical reality.
So you're saying our thoughts aren't just happening inside our heads.
No.
They're actually going out there and shaping the world around us.
Exactly. It's wild. It is pretty wild.
Okay, so...
And he goes even deeper, right?
Okay.
By connecting this to our biology,
Let's see
specifically our genes.
Okay.
He talks about this concept called epigenetics.
Epigenetics, okay.
Which basically means that our genes have a range of potential expressions,
Okay.
and our environment, including our thoughts and emotions, can influence which of those expressions get switched on or off.
Hold on. So you mean our thoughts can actually change how our genes behave?
That's the idea.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But isn't our DNA, like our genetic blueprint, set in stone?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Your DNA is like a giant recipe book.
Okay.
Filled with countless recipes, right?
Right.
But not all the recipes are being used at the same time.
Right.
Epigenetics is like highlighting certain recipes,
Okay.
making them more likely to be cooked up by your cells.
Okay.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Our thoughts and emotions
Yeah.
play a big role in that highlighting process.
Wow, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
So we're not just stuck with whatever genetic hand we were dealt.
Nope.
We actually have a say in how our genes express themselves
We do.
through our thoughts and feelings.
Through our thoughts and feelings.
I mean, that's incredibly empowering.
It is, but there's a flip side too, right?
Oh, there's always a flip side.
There's always a flip side.
Okay.
Think about those negative thought patterns
Yeah.
and emotional habits.
Yeah.
We all tend to fall into
Yeah.
worry, self-doubt, fear.
You know them well.
Those are also creating ripples in the quantum field,
Okay.
potentially influencing our genes in ways that might not be serving us.
Yeah, I definitely have some of those negative thought loops I'd love to break free from.
Yeah.
It's like my mind is stuck in a rut playing the same old record over and over.
That's a great analogy because that's exactly what Dispenza says we need to do.
Okay.
Break those old habits
Okay.
and consciously choose to think and feel differently.
All right. So that brings us to Napoleon Hill
Yes.
and The Law of Success.
Right.
Now, I know this book is a classic,
Yeah.
but how does it tie into this whole quantum thinking thing?
Well, Hill might not have used the term quantum,
Right.
but he was absolutely talking about the power of thought. to shape reality.
Okay.
He believed that success starts with having a definite chief aim.
Okay, so not just some vague wish or hope,
Yeah.
but like a crystal clear goal.
Exactly. And Hill was adamant that this is the first and most crucial step.
All right.
Because according to him,
Yeah.
a staggering 95% of people
95%.
drift through life without a definite chief aim.
Wow.
They lack direction
Okay.
and focus, which ultimately holds them back from achieving their true potential.
Ouch. 95%.
Yeah,
That's a wake-up call.
it is.
I mean, are you in that 5%?
Oh,
Do you have a definite chief aim?
it's a question worth pondering for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do.
I think it's something we should all ask ourselves.
Yeah, I think so too.
And, Hill provides some incredible examples of individuals
Yeah.
who did have that burning desire, that definite chief aim,
Okay.
and how it fueled their success.
Okay.
Think of Henry Ford's obsession with building affordable cars,
Oh, yeah.
Woodrow Wilson's 25-year relentless pursuit of the White House,
Wow.
or Lincoln's unwavering dedication to freeing the slaves.
Yeah, I mean, those are...
These weren't just casual desires. They were powerful driving forces
Right.
that shaped their actions and ultimately changed the course of history.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how these two books connect.
Yeah.
Dispenza is talking about rewiring our brains and habits on a neurological level, while Hill is focusing on the power of intention and vision.
Yeah, and they both emphasize the importance of breaking free from those negative patterns
Right.
and beliefs that are holding us back.
Yeah.
Dispenza talks about our cells craving the familiar chemicals of negative emotions.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
While Hill warns against letting fear and doubt sabotage our dreams.
Yeah, so it's not just about, like, having a positive mindset.
Right.
It's about actively rewiring our brains and habits
Yes.
to align with our goals and aspirations.
Absolutely.
It seems like breaking free from those old patterns, those negative grooves in our thinking, is key to unlocking our true potential.
It really is.
Yeah, that's powerful. And they both offer practical tools and techniques
Yes, they do.
for doing just that.
Yes.
From meditations and visualizations to affirmations and autosuggestion,
Yeah.
there's a whole toolkit available
A whole toolkit.
to help us consciously reshape our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors.
I love that. A toolkit.
Right.
Yeah.
This is getting really exciting.
I know, right?
I'm starting to see how the power of thought isn't just some airy-fairy concept.
No,
It's a tangible force
it is.
that we can actually harness to create real change in our lives.
For sure.
But how do we actually start putting these ideas into practice?
Well, that's what we're going to explore next.
Okay.
We'll delve into those specific techniques
Ross.
and strategies that both Dispenza and Hill recommend
Okay.
for mastering our minds and shaping our reality.
Okay. I'm ready.
Get ready to be amazed by what you're capable of achieving.
I am ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive into those practical tools you mentioned.
Yep.
Where do we even begin with rewiring our brains and habits?
Right.
It sounds like a daunting task.
It can feel that way,
Yeah.
but both Dispenza and Hill kind of break it down
Right.
into more manageable steps.
Okay.
One of the key things they both emphasize
Yeah.
is the power of visualization.
Okay, like picturing ourselves achieving our goals.
Exactly.
I've heard about that before, but I've always been a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
Well, Dispenza explains that when we vividly imagine something,
Okay.
our brains actually fire in a very similar way
Oh, really?
to when we're actually experiencing that thing.
Mm.
So by consistently visualizing our desired outcomes,
Okay.
we're essentially training our brains to believe they're possible,
Okay.
which makes us more likely to take the actions needed to achieve them.
So it's not just about daydreaming.
Yeah.
It's about, like, creating a clear mental picture.
Yes.
Almost like a blueprint
Yes.
for our subconscious mind to follow.
Exactly. And this ties in perfectly with Hill's concept of autosuggestion.
Oh, just suggestion.
He believed that by repeatedly feeding our minds positive affirmations and statements aligned with our definite chief aim,
Yeah.
we can actually reprogram our subconscious beliefs and habits.
It's like we're planting seeds in our minds.
Mhm.
And with consistent nurturing, those seeds can grow into powerful beliefs that shape our actions.
Yes.
And ultimately, our reality.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And both authors stress the importance of consistency, just like building physical muscles requires regular exercise.
Right.
Building mental strength and rewiring our habits takes time and effort.
It's not a magic fix.
Yeah.
It's about showing up consistently
Yeah.
and putting in the work.
Putting in the work, that's right.
So one of the most powerful tools Hill talks about is the habit of saving.
Interesting.
He might seem like he's veering off topic a little bit,
Yeah.
but he makes a strong connection
It's fabulous.
between financial discipline and overall success. Okay, how does saving money relate to rewiring our brains for success?
That's a good question.
I'm curious.
He'll believe that saving money
Okay.
is not just about accumulating wealth.
Right.
It's about developing the self-discipline and foresight
Okay.
to delay gratification and invest in the future.
Okay.
He saw it as a fundamental habit that builds character and strengthens our resolve.
It's like a muscle building exercise
Yeah.
for our willpower.
Exactly.
The more we practice delaying gratification in one area of our life, the easier it becomes to do it in other areas.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this self-discipline then ripples out into other areas, like sticking to our goals, resisting temptations,
Right.
and making wise choices that align with our long-term vision.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about being a Scrooge.
No.
It's about building those mental muscles that empower us to achieve anything we set our minds to.
Absolutely.
Now, let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the role of imagination. Both Dispenza and Hill
Yeah.
were huge proponents of using our imaginations
They were.
to fuel our success.
Right.
Okay. I can see how visualization ties into that.
Mm-hmm.
But how else did they believe we should be using our imagination?
Well, Hill shared some fascinating examples of how imagination
Okay.
can be used for creative problem solving.
Okay.
He talks about an engineer who solved a complex bridge building challenge
Okay.
by breaking it down into smaller, more manageable parts in his mind.
Oh, wow.
And then he tells a story of a young stenographer who secured a promotion
Oh, wow.
by using her imagination to anticipate her boss's needs
Right.
and proactively find solutions.
Wow. So it's not just about imagining the end goal.
Right.
It's about using our imaginations to find creative solutions and strategies along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Hill also emphasized the power of enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
He believed that genuine excitement and passion for our goals are contagious
Okay.
and can attract the support and resources we need. He even shares a story of an artist who bought securities from a salesman
Okay.
simply because the salesman was genuinely interested in him as a person,
Oh, wow.
not just trying to make a sale.
It's like that saying, people don't care how much you know
Right.
until they know how much you care.
Exactly.
Authentic enthusiasm can be incredibly persuasive.
It can.
Now, let's bring this back to the importance of mindset.
Yes.
Both Dispenza and Hill were adamant that our dominant thoughts and beliefs shape our reality.
Absolutely.
Dispenza talks about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones,
Mm-hmm.
while Hill emphasizes self-control, accurate thinking, and avoiding negativity.
Yeah, so it's not just about, positive thinking. It's about being mindful
Right.
of the thoughts we allow to take root in our minds and consciously choosing to focus on those that empower us.
Right. And Hill even shares a powerful anecdote where he learns a valuable lesson
Yes.
about self-control
Right.
from a rather unexpected source.
Yeah, a little bit of wisdom from an unexpected place.
Yeah, I love that, finding wisdom in those unexpected places.
It's the best kind.
Yeah, for sure.
But this highlights the idea
yeah.
that we have the power to choose our thoughts and reactions rather than being controlled by external circumstances or our own impulsive emotion.
Right. So how do we deal with those negative emotions and thoughts that inevitably creep in?
Yeah.
Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And that's where self-awareness comes in.
Okay.
Both authors stress the importance of recognizing our negative thought patterns and emotional triggers.
Yeah.
Hill even uses the analogy of writers representing negative traits,
Okay.
like fear, doubt, and hate.
Oh, wow.
He suggests we visualize these riders weighing us down, preventing us from reaching our full potential.
That's a powerful image.
Yeah.
It's like we have to consciously choose to unburden ourselves from those negative riders
Yes.
if we want to move forward freely.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, it is good.
And they both emphasize the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive influences.
Yeah.
Hill warns against the, they say, chorus of negativity,
Right.
encouraging us to be mindful of the information we consume and the people we allow into our lives.
So it's about creating a supportive ecosystem
Yes.
for our growth, both internally and externally.
Exactly. We need to nourish our minds with positive input, just as we nourish our bodies with healthy food.
Right.
It's about consciously choosing to feed our minds with what will empower us rather than what will drain us.
Okay, so we've got visualization, Autosuggestion, saving, imagination, enthusiasm, mindset.
We've got a lot.
Are we missing anything in this toolkit?
Well, there is one more powerful tool we need to discuss.
Okay.
And it's something both authors were really passionate about.
Right.
The power of collaboration.
The old two heads are better than one idea.
It goes even deeper than that. Hill devoted an entire chapter to what he called the mastermind principle.
Mastermind principle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, break it down for me.
Okay.
What's so special about this mastermind?
Well, he described it as a harmonious alliance
Okay.
of two or more minds working together towards a common purpose.
Okay.
He believed that this kind of collaboration creates a synergy,
Okay.
an almost superhuman power that amplifies the abilities of each individual.
So it's not just about adding more brain power to the equation.
Yeah.
It's about creating like a force multiplier through collaboration.
Exactly. And this idea aligns perfectly with Dispenza's concept of the quantum field.
Right.
If our thoughts and emotions are creating ripples in this field,
Yeah.
imagine the powerful waves
Right.
we can create when we align our minds and intentions
Right.
with others who share our vision.
It's like a collective energy boost.
It is like a collective energy boost.
Wow. That's a powerful image.
Yeah.
A group of minds resonating together, creating a wave of positive energy
Yeah.
that propels everyone forward.
It's amazing.
I'm starting to see how this mastermind concept can be a game changer.
It can be.
Yeah.
Hill even provides real-world examples of the mastermind principle in action. He talks about the Big Six in Chicago.
Big Six, okay.
A group of highly successful entrepreneurs who regularly collaborated and supported each other.
Wow.
And their collective achievements
Yeah.
were far greater than anything they could accomplish individually.
It's like that African proverb.
What's that?
If you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go together.
I love that. You
Yeah.
know, and while both Dispenza and Hill were writing in different eras,
Right.
it's amazing how their ideas complement each other.
Yeah, it's like they're both pointing to this incredible potential we have to shape our reality through the power of thought,
Yes.
belief,
Yes.
and collaborative action.
Yes, exactly.
And the most exciting part
What's that?
is that these aren't just abstract theories.
No.
These are principles
Yeah.
that we can apply to our own lives
Exactly.
starting today.
Starting today.
Okay, so we've got this incredible toolkit
We do.
filled with powerful techniques and strategies.
Yes.
But where do we go from here?
Right.
How do we start putting all of this into practice?
Well, that's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And it's what we're going to explore in the final part
Okay.
of our deep dive.
Okay, I'm ready.
We'll unpack how to integrate these principles into our daily lives
Okay.
and start manifesting the reality
Yes.
we truly desire.
Okay, so we've explored all this mind-blowing science and this timeless wisdom
Yeah.
behind this whole power of thought thing.
Right.
But now let's get down to, the brass tacks.
Yeah.
How do we actually start applying all of this in our everyday lives?
Right.
Because let's be real,
Yeah.
it's easy to get excited by these big ideas.
For sure.
But then,
Get stuck.
get stuck in the same old routines.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Knowledge is only powerful
Right.
when it's put into action.
For sure.
The key is to start small
Okay.
and build momentum.
Okay, so baby steps.
Baby steps.
Where do we start?
Both Dispenza and Hill emphasize the importance of a morning routine. This doesn't have to be anything elaborate,
Right.
just a few minutes each day
Okay.
dedicated to setting your intentions
Okay.
and aligning your thoughts with your goals.
So instead of hitting the snooze button
Right.
or scrolling through social media,
Exactly.
we could use that time to visualize our ideal day
You could.
or repeat some positive affirmations.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about priming your mind for success from the moment you wake up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What about dealing with those inevitable setbacks and challenges?
Yeah.
Life loves to throw curveballs our way.
It does. It does.
Let's go.
That's where Hill's concept of persistence comes in.
Persistence. Okay.
He believed that failure is simply a temporary detour, not a dead end.
Right.
The key is to learn from our mistakes,
Yeah.
adjust our approach, and keep moving forward.
So it's about embracing that, all figured out mentality.
Yes, exactly. And remember Dispenza's point about breaking those negative thought loops.
Right.
When you encounter a setback, don't let those doubts and fears take over.
Don't let them win.
Right. Instead, consciously choose to reframe the situation
Right.
as an opportunity for learning and growth.
It's about shifting from
Yeah.
why me to what can I learn from this?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that brings us back to the power of the mastermind.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to reach out for support.
Yeah.
and guidance
Yeah,
when you need it.
absolutely.
Whether it's a mentor, a friend,
Hmm.
or a group of like-minded individuals,
Yeah,
having that support system can make all the difference.
it really can.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders
Right.
and strategists
Yeah.
in your corner, helping you stay motivated and on track. I love that. A team of cheerleaders and strategists.
Right.
Yeah,
And remember, the mastermind principle is about collaboration and synergy.
it is.
It's not just about taking, it's about giving back
Absolutely.
and supporting others in their journeys as well.
It's a beautiful cycle
It is.
of mutual empowerment.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to circle back to one of the most fascinating and perhaps controversial concepts
Okay.
we discussed.
Yeah.
The idea that our thoughts can actually influence matter.
Yeah, that one still kind of blows my
I
mind.
know, it's a big one.
How do we reconcile that with our everyday experience?
Right. Well, Dispenza suggests that we need to shift our perspective
Okay.
from seeing ourselves as passive observers
Yeah.
to recognizing that we are active participants in creating our reality.
Okay.
He believes that our thoughts and emotions are constantly interacting
Yeah.
with the quantum field,
Right.
influencing the way energy manifests in our lives.
So it's not about some mystical power to like
Right.
bend spoons with our minds.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that our thoughts and beliefs have a real and tangible impact on our experiences.
Yes, exactly. And that's why it's so crucial to be mindful of the thoughts we allow to dominate our minds.
Because if our thoughts are creating ripples in the quantum field,
Yeah,
we want to make sure those ripples are aligned with what we truly desire.
exactly.
Yeah,
You know, I know this is all a lot to take in,
it is.
and it might feel overwhelming at first,
Right.
but the key is to start small.
Okay.
Experiment with these ideas and see what works for you.
It's like a grand adventure
It
of
is.
self-discovery.
It is.
And we're all explorers on this journey.
We are all explorers.
I like that.
Yeah,
And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this.
exactly.
What matters most is finding what resonates with you
Yes,
and empowers you to create the life you truly desire.
absolutely.
This has definitely sparked a lot of new thoughts and ideas for me.
Oh, good.
I'm feeling inspired to start putting some of these techniques into practice. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
I would say believe in your own potential.
Okay.
Embrace the power of your thoughts.
Yeah.
And never stop exploring the amazing possibilities that exist within you.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining me on this incredible exploration of the power of thought.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, you are the architect of your reality.
You are.
Choose wisely
Yes.
and create something amazing.